Hey you guys, it's Sly and I'm back with Final Fantasy XIV. It's an MMORPG. It came out in 2014, a Realm Reborn, at least fixed version of the original Final Fantasy XIV, which was a total mess. But I'm playing again after a year. I lost my token ring. I didn't work today, and on some of my time off, I called Square Enix and got that settled. So that took quite a while, but that's a story for another day. Another disclaimer, similar to the ones from the other videos, I am not talking and playing at the same time. That's happened. The voiceover is happening some other time. I recorded the video earlier today. It's just a little bit hard for me to talk and play those kind of games. Plus, I'm not really going to talk about Final Fantasy XIV that much, so I figured that it wouldn't make any sense for me to play and talk at the same time. Another I guess following that disclaimer is I did edit the video of it because it's around 2 hours. The original feed is around 2 hours, and there's a lot of walking and talking and a lot of non-action stuff in between, so I didn't want to bore you guys with all of that. Everything's in order. I didn't do anything out of order or anything, so everything you see there is me going from one place to another and a different location to another location. I just wanted to spare you all that talking in between and all that reading. I did leave a little bit of it just so you know that I did do it, but I didn't really want to bore you guys, so I skipped all of that, and it just kind of put all the other stuff when I was fighting and stuff. Since I haven't played in over a year, I did have to get used to it again. I forgot a lot of things, so it's a lot of trial and error for me again. But I figured that I'm more or less okay. So with that out of the way, so E3, we're there already. We had the first conference on Saturday, and that was EA. EA is a little bit weird because they do a lot of sports. They had Madden and you have basketball. So if you're not really into those kind of games, it is kind of boring. So there was a portion where you were either going to be into it or you're not going to be into it. So the first half you see some Madden, you see some NBA. And what can I say about that? It's Madden and NBA. It's two of the best-selling video games out there. They also talk about FIFA, the best-selling video game out there for EA. They also talked about other games, such as, their grand finale was the new Star Wars Battlefront 2, which would be different from the first one. Battlefront 1 had no story whatsoever. It was just a multiplayer game, very beautiful, and it only focused between the original New Hope and Return of a Jedi kind of story arcs, and they added some of the other characters like Luke and blah blah blah. But with Battlefront 2, they're adding a story element to the story that takes place in between Return of the Jedi and The Force Awakens. So there's that. They also had other games like Need for Speed. That's been on hiatus for quite a while, maybe 2 years. Need for Speed has changed drastically. Back in the late 90s or mid 90s when Need for Speed came out, it was just a racing game. But as time went on, they changed a little bit. They kind of did more of a heist kind of thing, and it kind of lost what it used to be. This is not a pure racing game. It has a little bit of Need for Speed Most Wanted, and a little bit of something else. They really didn't show any gameplay. It was mostly just pre-recorded video footage of it. So there was that, and then I fell asleep for a good chunk of the conference. It was just boring for me. There wasn't really anything I was interested in on the EA side. And then on Sunday we had the Microsoft conference, and that was a bit interesting. They started with a video of the Scorpio, but they didn't talk about the Scorpio until the end of the conference, where they talked about the price point and all of that. But after that, it was just game after game after game after game, and a lot of exclusives. So we have to understand that these exclusives are just exclusivities for a certain amount of time. Sure, some of the games are only going to be for Xbox, but the majority of the games are for all consoles, more or less the PlayStation Pro, and maybe the Switch. Not so much though. But yeah, they're just time exclusives, so they're not real console exclusivities. But they did have a lot of games. Actually, it's a lot of games. And the game I'm looking forward for is Anthem by BioWare. It kind of feels like a MMORPG, but not really. I guess the best example I could bring, just based off the trailer, is Destiny. But it's not really like Destiny either. I would say that it's, well, we don't know enough information other than the trailer, and it was just around 4 or 5 people playing at the same time. But I guess something like Guild Wars, the first one, not the second one. The second one was an actual MMORPG, but the first one, which is kind of like a squad-based MMORPG. So that's how it felt. It looked very beautiful, I'm not gonna lie, and that's gonna be playable on both the regular Xbox One, but it's probably better to be played on the Xbox One X, which is the Scorpio, that's the name of the console. Cuphead is gonna come out towards the end of the year as well, so it's about time. For you guys that don't know what Cuphead is, it's this indie game that looks like one of those 60 cartoons. So that's been in development for quite a while. Ori 2 is going to come out, and Ori 1 is a great game. I actually haven't finished that. Maybe I'll make a video of me playing that, a let's play of that later on. But it's a beautiful game. It's a side-scroller, kind of like a Castlevania, Metroidvania, there we go. Kind of in the likes of that. So there's that. And then we did have a lot of other games that they went over just really fast. There's a new Dragon Ball Z fighter game coming out. It's not like Xenoverse where it had MMORPG elements, but this is more of a fighter-based game, like 2D. I didn't see a lot of 3D elements like the screen panning or rotating or anything, but it did feel like it was a straight-out fighting game, 2D fighting game. And it looked pretty fun. They also had what's the name of that game? Terry Crews came out on it. Crackdown 3. There we go. And that game doesn't look too intensive. It doesn't look like anything special, but according to the people that played it, it plays very well. So you got that. A lot of people have been looking into that because of the destructibility elements. That's not even a word. But I guess you're able to destroy the environment in real time, and there's a lot of particle effects and all of that. So there's some of that in that game. Sea of Thieves is another game by Rare that was announced, and this one has been on development for quite a while by I guess I was gonna say Retro, but no, I already mentioned it. It's Rare Studios. Personally, I'm not really into this kind of game, but it is an MMORPG again. I think you guys could see there's something in common with a lot of these games, but it's in the likes of in the realm of an MMORPG, and you're a pirate and you want to be the best pirate, and you could do a boat and you could fight, and there's all of that. Is it gonna be good? I don't know. Personally, I don't like the art style. I don't like the art direction. I haven't played the game, so I don't think personally it doesn't look that fun to me. I don't think I'll have friends that would want to play it. If that's what you're looking for, then that's going to come out later this year, not early 2018. Let's see, out of the top of my head right here, there's a lot of games that I just don't remember, or that I didn't care about, and I just kind of skimmed through it or didn't pay attention to. But they do have a lot of games. And the Xbox One X has, well, not has, but has backwards. It's backwards compatible with Xbox, the original Xbox system. I was gonna say the Xbox One, but no, the original Xbox that came out back in 2003 or 2004. So for those that like Crimson Skies and all those Splinter Cell games back in the day, then that's coming back. And then the Xbox One X is going to be around $500, $499. That's quite expensive. It's actually not quite. It is very expensive, but you're getting a very beefy system console. You're getting something that you wouldn't be able to get for that price on a PC. And it's 4K, real 4K, so I would say that if you don't want to spend money on a PC that could probably get a virus, or that you're not going to be playing around with buying a video card and all of that stuff, then get the Xbox One X. Personally, I have a gaming PC. I love a gaming PC, but am I gonna get it? I don't know. I haven't pre-ordered it yet. It is pricey, so I don't know if I'm gonna get it. I don't think I am, at least not right now. But it does look cool. The form factor is small. It's actually smaller than the first Xbox One that came out 3 or 4 years ago. So it looks very slick, and it's just pricey. And who is it targeted for? It's obviously not for the casual gamer because it's really expensive. I really don't see a parent going to the store and spending $600 or $500 for a console for their kid. This is more for the hardcore people that really love their Xbox Ones, that really want those frame rates, and they have money. Let's be honest, the hardcore are gonna get it, and the people that have money are gonna get it. If you can't afford it, might as well just stick to the Xbox One S, which is really the console for everyone, and they're not gonna stop selling that one. That one is for everyone. Keep in mind that all the games that are going to be playable on the Xbox One S are going to be playable on the Xbox One X. So it's not like you're going to be missing anything other than higher fidelity graphics. The Sony conference, I actually haven't seen that. I just saw a few videos, so I really don't know the details of the conference because I haven't seen it. That happened today at 6. But I did see a few videos, at least the games that were of interest to me. So I saw the God of War trailer, and I guess I had some gameplay. I'm not really... I don't know. That game, it looks beautiful, and it's obvious they've incorporated a stronger story element to it. But at the same time, it feels like it's just another beat-em-up game. I thought it was going to be different, actually, based on the trailer we saw last year on E3. But I need to see more. It does look pretty cool. Story-wise, it looks interesting. It's just the fighting elements. It's nothing new. But we'll wait and see. I also saw Spider-Man, their new Spider-Man game that was announced. That looks pretty cool, actually. It looks like it handles like the Arkham Asylum series. And that's a good thing because the fighting in those games were solid. Though that was Batman, it's kind of hard for me to believe that Spidey can't beat these regular thugs with one punch. And the reason I say that is because the trailer is composed of him doing this mission. So this is actually gameplay with just regular people. None of them have superpowers or anything. So I just kind of hard to believe that he wouldn't be able to just flick his wrist and beat these guys. Remember, Spidey is incredibly strong. Technically, you could pretty much kill all of them with one punch if you wanted to. That's how strong he is. He's always holding back. But it looks really good. I'm not gonna lie. Other than that little thing, it looks really good. So there's that. I also saw COD. Call of Duty Modern Warfare, not Modern Warfare, but World War II. And that one actually looks really fun. I don't know if I'm gonna get it because let's be honest, I get almost all of the CODs, but I don't know. But it looks really cool and really action-packed, and I had no idea how they were gonna incorporate those weapons and everything in a Call of Duty style gameplay. I mean, I've played other World War II games. Back in the Counter-Strike age, they had Day of Defeat, which was pretty much a World War II game, and I really liked it. So it's nice to see that at least we're getting a little bit more of World War II, and Call of Duty is going back to its roots in that case. I wonder how the weapon hierarchy is going to work, and I wonder how that's going to level up. In the current CODs, you're able to put different kind of scopes and everything, so I wonder if there's going to be any scopes for World War II. It's probably going to be more simple and not as futuristic as what we have or we are currently seeing in the current Call of Duty game. And then another game of interest was Monster Hunter World. That's coming out for the PlayStation and Xbox One, but it was announced in the PlayStation conference. So a lot of people think that this is a PlayStation exclusive, but it's not. It's an Xbox One It's Microsoft, Sony, PC exclusive, I suppose. But you know, when a game's announced for a specific console, people are gonna go more geared towards that console. It looks beautiful. It looks like, I guess, the Monster Hunter that everyone wanted on a console. It doesn't look like it's one of the main games though, and I believe the main games are still gonna be on the Nintendo, which is not a bad thing. And actually, a Monster Hunter game was already announced for the Switch, and it was announced 2 or 3 days ago. And that one only in Japan for now, so we'll see when we're gonna get it over here. Okay, so I pretty much covered. Oh, Bethesda. Bethesda didn't have a lot. Bethesda won after Xbox on Sunday, and the conference was very short, 30 minutes. They showed pretty much just footage of everything. We have a Doom VFR, so I'm guessing that's fucking VR, or I don't know what VFR stands for, and I don't remember if they actually went through that. We are also getting a Skyrim for the Nintendo, and you'll be able to dress as Link, and you have the shield if you have one of the Link amiibos, so there's that with it, and that's a little bit interesting. And then there's just a bunch of other games, more DLC for Honor, I believe, or whatever the name of that game was. And I just gotta stop watching it. So tomorrow Nintendo's gonna have their Direct, and we'll see what happens. I'm not gonna be able to see it because I'm gonna be at work when it happens, but it's all good, I suppose. So E3 has been, it's been a little bit different for me this year. I'm not really that much into it as I thought I was gonna be. I guess I'm just growing up at 31, but I've just been busy doing other things, so I haven't really been able to sit down and watch a full conference or watch it when it comes out. I watched most of the conferences today, to be honest with you guys. But, well, it is what it is. So back to Final Fantasy 14. What am I doing with the game, and then so on. So pretty much I finished the original Realm Reborn story quest, and I just kind of stopped there. Like I said, I lost my token ring, and I really couldn't move forward. And I got a Heavenly Sword, which I never really got into that gameplay or into any of the cities or towns that were available in that expansion. So I'm doing missions now that are after of Realm Reborn. So pretty much just the main quest, just following it. That's all I'm doing. And to be honest, I have no idea what the story is about. I think I put in a forum that when people ask me what the story is about, I tell them I don't know. I'm just fighting dragons. That's all I'm doing because I have no idea what the story is about, and I don't care. I really don't. One of my major gripes of Final Fantasy 14 is that it has voice acting, but a limited amount. So you get voice acting for key scenes or key story elements, but for the rest of the game, it's just text, and that takes away from it. Now I understand that it's hard to have everything voiced, and that will make the game incredibly big, but by big, I mean large in capacity. The file size will be too big to install, and most people probably won't be able to install it. But I don't know. I think other games like BioWare does a good job of lending a voice to every specific character out there. So, and I probably would have been more into the storyline if I was talking or communicating with someone. So that's my only major gripe with the game. Graphic-wise, it's not that intensive. Why? Because I'm able to capture it without it lagging. And I've maxed out the game. And my video card is overclocked as well. So, you know, it's not that graphic intensive. Believe it or not, Overwatch is more graphic intensive than Final Fantasy 14. And I find that very weird because Overwatch is just very colorful. Perhaps that's why it's more graphic intensive, because of all the colors and everything. But no, Final Fantasy 14 is not that bad. And again, it's probably because it's an MMORPG and it can't really have that many detailed graphics and stuff like that. And it did come out in 2014, so it's a little bit older. So it runs perfectly fine on my computer. I'm pretty sure that I didn't even have to overclock my video card in order to play it. Well, I overclocked it so I could play some of my other games that I have at a higher frame. Like Dark Souls 3 doesn't lag anymore, but I'm not able to capture that one without any lag, at least that I've seen. Actually, no, that's not true. Yesterday I was able to play with the off settings a little bit, and I got something more to my liking, but I still can't find the nice spot for Overwatch unless I lower the graphics on the game. So if I play on high on Overwatch, then I'm able to have nice recording, but if I play on Epic or on Ultra and then Epic, it's just gonna be very laggy on OBS, not on my computer. My computer, it's like butter, but it's just too much processing for OBS at that point. Too much shit going on, and I don't have enough memory. The processor is old and all that stuff, and I haven't figured out the sweet spot yet. So I'm gonna shut up now, and I'm gonna let the game finish because I believe I only have like around 10 minutes left of gameplay. So I'll leave you guys right here, and my next video will probably be about the Nintendo Direct. Not quite sure about that, but I think that's what it's going to be about. And I'll probably start playing Resident Evil 7 again on Let's Play, so that's actually going to be me talking and playing at the same time. So that's not going to be voiceover after, because you know, it's when you're doing a Let's Play, it's a little bit more genuine if you're playing and talking at the same time. And that way, if I get scared, I'm honestly getting scared. I'm not faking it or anything. But I'll leave you there, you guys. Thanks for listening. If you enjoy these kind of videos, please hit like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you later.